money. Money, 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 money. Money. Some people really need. Oh, do you think do the thing, do the thing, do the thing, da, 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 da. Woo! See? See, they used to talk about money back in the day too, but now it's on some other level. Motherfuckers done convince young people. What's going on, Josh? How you doing, baby? You doing good? Look, some society has taught and trained young people to chase after the bag, to chase after money, to chase, chase, chase. That's all you do. All I do is chase for the money. All I want is money. All I want is money. All I want is money. Nothing wrong with wanting money because you know you need money. But this idea that all you gonna do is work, work, grind, 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 work, 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 grind, grind, grind. But working and grinding don't really get you what it is that you want. You know what I mean? That's good. Sapase, Carmel, how you doing? Like, look, I need a bottle for this topic. Listen, work, 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 grind, 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 work, work, and grinding. Really, yeah, that's not the answer unless you're working and grinding for yourself. Like if you working, like you building a business, yeah, that's when you're on the grind. You know, you willing to work not just 40 hours a week, but 80 hours a week. You know what I mean? 40 hours a week, 60 hours a week, 80 hours a week. Yeah, you'll put in that money to make it work. But what's the incentive of working 80 hours for somebody else? Because you know it's set up where the more money you make, the more taxes you pay. The more taxes you pay, that means the less money you make. And so we're not working smarter, we're only working harder. You know what I mean? You're not working smarter, you're working harder. You now worked 80-hour week just to get 10 to 20% more money instead of the whole entire incentive. So maybe if you're going to put in, I would suggest, and you know, I'm not an expert, so don't get me fucked up. I'm not an expert. Maybe you should put in that 40 hours a week at the regular job and then extra 40 hours a week on something you created. Or something you create. That means you still got money coming in, and now you got money coming in on your own shit that you ain't got to share with nobody else, where you only gonna get 20% of the 100% you put in. You put in 100% at this job, this other job, right? Or it's the same job. It don't matter if you're working for them 200%. Instead of you doing 100, you're now doing double that, but you're not getting double the pay. That means you're working harder, not smarter. Harder, not smarter. See what I'm saying? Hope I'm making sense. Okay, because I'm saying, I'm not perfect at this, but I do know that the more money you make, the less money, the more money you make, the less money you bring home. Am I right about that?
Yeah, for wage earners who fill out the I-9 form for the IRS.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're single, especially if you have zero or little dependents, the cutoff used to be 36,500, and then the next rip was like 52 or something like that. So if you're making over that amount, 40% of your fucking check is gonna go to Uncle Sam.
Right. So that's why I was suggesting, you know, if they got the time to put in 80 hours, you put in 40 hours at a job, and all that extra shit you do for yourself. Work for yourself. Figure out something to make money for yourself. And then now you're building a business while you're still working. You know? And
It's one of the disconnects from my generation, where people in general came up in urban cities up north as opposed to down south. Like my motto for hustling was my granddad and his lawnmower and painting business. Now remember, he's an employee of our school district. That's his job. With a 3rd grade education. He works for the school district of our town. But it's not, not no secret either. Hey, he got a 3rd grade education. I don't give a fuck if he do work for the school district. He ain't, his paycheck is not that, it's not matching Mrs. Johnson, who has a college degree. They're not making the same amount. So yeah, he had to compensate. So pickup trucks, lawnmower, carpentry, him and his brother, master mason. Yo, shit, my granddaddy had wads of fucking cash wrapped in rubber bands. On time we went to the bank if he was making a big purchase, some shit.
Yeah, back then they didn't first they wasn't buying no $200 sneakers and shit like that. And also they didn't put their money in banks. A lot of people didn't use banks.
Nope. Shoebox. It was literally under the bed. In a metal box. You dare anybody to go down there and fuck with it.
Credit wasn't a big thing during their time, so they didn't trust that shit.
Yeah, we ain't had no shit. Yeah.
So when you bought something, you had to have cash.
Yeah.
So you did do what they call penny pinching. You save your money, you put it somewhere and let it accumulate, and then you went and bought what you need to buy. Credit kind of ruined a lot of things. We got these corporations making money, and people don't really even have the money that they're spending. So they making money even when people don't have money. That's how they make money when we have money, due to credit. So we're paying off shit slowly, and then they making money off us, of them giving us credit, right? Interest. And then some of these companies were charging interest. Y'all got to know the difference between interest per month versus interest per day. Even though the amount, the number might be the same. Let's say they say, okay, you're paying 5% per day. 5% more per day is more than 5% per month.
Yeah. Way more.
Yeah, the way they calculate that shit. When they calculate that shit, you think, all I'm paying is 9%. Is that 9% per day? Every day that you have a balance. And you thinking it's cool to pay when they tell you to pay due date by. But no, that's just mean that's the date that you need to have a payment in by. But you can pay anytime so you don't get the interest each and every single day. So if you make a payment sooner than the due date, then you will save. That's if you're paying the interest rate per day. So we got to know these little things that they do. You be wondering how you pay double for some shit when really you were supposed to only be paying 9% more because the interest rate was only 9% more, but you realize you paid double. How? Yeah.
Because you was trying to, motherfuckers was pretending that they were actually
helping,
getting a product, for less money, But initially, I was kind of fucked up too till I got into the game. But we were supposed to pay, if not all of it, at least try to knock most of that shit off. We weren't supposed to carry those balances. That credit was just to get us through the next paycheck or, a couple of weeks or something. That was the original debt management plan. So if you made a purchase of $2,000, how long do it take for you to pay off $2,000 if you got a steady job, bringing in, 500 to 700 a week? You should have that shit paid off in 6 months. You shouldn't be signing no contract talking about 36 months or, with all these crazy numbers.
Yeah, even though I understand why people would say, okay, you can pay $2,000 and we're going to give you up to 36 months to pay it. that I would use that, but then make payments sooner, because you never know what might happen if you you might lose a job and you might need that extra time. But say you say, okay, I'm gonna pay this $2,000 in 6 months, but then you lose your job in the 4th month. You got these 2 big payments to pay and you can't. You know what I mean? So what I'm saying, even if they give you the 36 months, you could take that, but then make them payments sooner and pay it off in 6 months if you can.
Yeah, if you don't have anything coming up, like you said, shit come up.
Yeah.
Shit.
Man, when it rains, it pours. You ever notice one thing happened? As soon as
I'm in it now. What you think I'm in this? How long I've been in this motherfucking truck? Shit, you don't know I don't be doing this shit on a regular.
No.
And I'm right in my fucking house. I'm supposed to be at the house right now.
Yeah.
I don't have to be nowhere till 10 o'clock tonight. And I ain't but a fucking hour away from my driveway.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Things, when people say things happen in threes, baby.
Yeah.
You got to buy some new tires for the car.
Man.
I get these tires.
My car been sitting all winter. Fucking getting worn parts. I go to start it. Yeah. The belt don't sound the same as it was when it was cold.
Yeah.
Shit wear out.
Hell yeah. So first it was the tires.
Yeah.
And then you're like, okay, I got the money, let me get the tires.
Boom, knock that out.
Soon as you start riding, oh no, I need a new transmission. What? New transmission. That's big money right there.
You can't do shit without that motherfucker paying shit.
He was able to ride on them bald tires, but you can't move. You can't ride with that transmission not working, huh?
Especially in the wintertime.
Yeah.
I'm surprised mine lasted this long.
So that's why I said when people make it seem like you were saved. Like I saw a show, I think it's on Hulu. So I have Prime, Hulu, and Netflix, y'all. Amongst with Netflix, or one of them I have Disney, that which look at. But anyway, that's why I don't be knowing which one of those, but it's one of those. Anyway, where a guy was showing how to become rich, but he don't really show you how to become rich. Now, don't let the word rich confuse you, because then when you start listening, he tells you that rich means different things for different people. When he say that, then you already know. Okay, you already. So, but they had this one woman. She get child support of like $250K. As soon as they showed that, I was like, this show is not even for me. This woman get $250K a month.
Yeah, how does my lifestyle relate to that shit?
It does, yeah, and and not even coming close. She making more in 1 month than we may do in 2 years.
Ooh.
Okay, 2 whole years.
And all she gotta do is just sit there and open up that goddamn app.
Exactly. She ain't got to go to work and get that money. That comes to her every single month like clockwork. And she opened a few businesses through the time that failed, and she want to open another one. And that guy was sitting there talking to her like, "How you gonna do this and how you gonna do that?" And even though with the $250K, y'all, she couldn't even really afford it. That's why she called this dude in, because her she about to lose child support. I think her daughter is about to graduate. Secondly, she have been managing her money off of buying whatever she want to buy whenever she want to buy it, to where her business went bust, and now she want to open another one. And the guy was like, "Where you gonna get this money from?" That's when you know they spoiled like that. You know what I'm saying? Spoiled like that. And see, this is the thing. Remember what I was saying earlier about treating people a certain way. A woman who get with a guy who's wealthy, because this is one of the women. She ended up getting with a real wealthy guy when she was younger, and ended up getting pregnant. And now she's set for 18 years. But in that meantime, in that 18 years, she was so greedy, trying to take from him, on top of what she was already getting, that their relationship has faltered. So now when her child support is about to end, she can't even go to a wealthy, whoever, I'm not sure if this was her husband, I think it was just a baby daddy. She can't even go to him and say, hey, I would like to start a business. Can you help me? No, because she fucked up that relationship. And I'm like, y'all, like, I'm like, you dumb. This dude was already wealthy. You could have went to him and said, look, this, it depends on how you talk to him. You got to handle him a certain way. And you'd be like, look, this is for your child. I know, look what happened to old dude. What's his name? The black dude, Tyrese.
Yeah.
That motherfucker. See, that's a childish ass little nigga right there, though. Because he was married to that woman. So he thought he can cheat on her and leave her, right? And so they get divorced. And then but they don't want to take care of their children. They think that, oh, I was the money maker. She don't get to deserve to have that lifestyle no more. Yeah, she does. If you don't want her to have that type of lifestyle, then first of all, don't marry her and give her that. And then don't have children with her and give her that. Because he could have kept her as her boyfriend. You know why they marry these women, though? Because they want children. Some of these women are smart. The smart ones say, I ain't giving you no children unless, you want a child? Well, we need to be married. And I think black women need to do that too. Like, no children. They don't get to use your womb until you're married. Because when I know the men, we don't never hear from the men's side. All you hear is they whine about child support being so much. But the thing is, when some of these men break up with these women, they want to just take everything that he makes and put it in his own account. And now he says, this is mine. He took everything out of that account, and now he put it in this account, and then left her broke over there. And he said, well, I'm the one who made the money. But yeah, but it used to be her money too. So he just got hit. And what's dumb about it, this nigga got hit. He owed the lawyers more than the woman herself.
No shit.
The lawyers get 300K, and I think she only get like 200K or something like that. She get this amount of money, and the lawyer get almost double just in the lawyer fucking fees. Yo, like what?
Yeah. Whoever she married didn't have no goddamn yellow pages ass lawyer. Shit, he had a small hat that knew what the fuck, Shit, that's the price. Either that, your ass gonna get a judgment.
Yeah. She went and got her some good lawyers, but the lawyers always be the one to win. The lawyers are the winners in the class action lawsuits. They are the winners. They taking most of the money. They figured out how to write contracts. That way, they gonna get the money. Like for instance, even the class action lawsuit, not only do they get the 20 or 25% we promised, but then they talk about plus whatever it took for them to win the case. They, if they had to get your medical records, they charge you. The doctors may charge them 25, but they may charge you 85. Right? The doctor, in order to get my medical records is only $25. They'll make a copy of them for $25. But the goddamn lawyers charge me 85 for the same thing. Okay, so, and by the end of it, that's why the people who filed the lawsuit, they get less money. The lawyers always, they're the ones who win. That's why I say don't go no class action lawsuit shit. I'll go with a lawyer who we write everything in print. I want to see what you charging me for this. And as a matter of fact, I'm telling them I'm gonna provide you this. I'm gonna go get my own fucking medical records. Right? I'm gonna go get my own medical records and bring them to you. Okay. Anyway, what were we talking? We talking about relationships. Yesterday was a great conversation about magic, and I think we started off by talking about. I was talking about Santa Claus and how I asked everybody how they feel it felt. But you notice everybody didn't like it. Most people just said, I don't like being lied to. But then we turn around and we do it to our children again. Now, I'm not saying that holidays need to be wiped away. I think that, Christmas, Thanksgiving, whatever holidays you want to celebrate, nothing wrong with that. And it could be a time of family, but you ain't got to lie. So we lie to our kids, and then we tell them lying is bad. We, we that's why when people say I hated being lied to, is because our parents taught us that lying is bad as they lied to us. So what do you think about that? I know you don't have any children, but what do you talk about from your perspective as a child, when you was a child and you found out that you were lied to, and not only lied to, but when you think about it, remember, like they made you, when you think about it, you feel like, damn, they made me feel like a fool, because I remember this and I remember that. I remember picking this out, picking that out, and the parents feel good because it makes the parents feel good. But in the end, the children learn to lie, and they learn to not trust. You can't trust your own parents. Who can you trust?
That was the thing. Trust factor. That's pretty much the fabric. Any relationship, was girlfriend, job, a company, whatever. Your siblings. If your trust is got some holes in it, you not all the way, your screws ain't always tightened up on that trust shit, the shit ain't gonna fucking work. It's gonna either be expensive, or it's gonna be in some danger shit. You gotta, I mean, the younger you do it, like you said, they started with this Christmas and holiday shit when we was kids. So, I mean, what kind of pushback we supposed to have coming up? I mean, I ask questions, but it ain't like I'm, who the fuck am I? So, I just went along with the shit just to, pretty much get through the rest of the processes, really. But yeah, even to this day, Ms. Baum, I am kind of conflicted on if I did have children, and the children that I actually was around, was I in a position to steal something from them? Like if we decided to take the whole Christmas away, were they missing out? Did they fall short? I'm talking about the children.
Right.
Because all their friends is gonna run up to them. Soon as we push them out the door to go back to school, all their friends is gonna do what? Look what I got. Look what Santa Claus got.
Well, I don't know if they talk about what Santa Claus got them, or basically what they saying is, look what I got for Christmas. So
yeah, for Christmas.
Yeah, but we're not talking about taking Christmas away. We're talking about taking the lie away. I said that nothing wrong with having Christmas.
Can you do one without the other though?
Yeah, many of us do it without the other. Yeah, hell yeah. What are you talking about? My grandson don't know nothing about no Santa Claus.
Oh yeah. You told us about that.
Yeah, but we was under that tree. He got them gifts, and we called it Family Claus, which means his family bought him that for Christmas. Yeah. He got everything he got came from a family member, which he did, and I ain't have to lie and say that somebody named Santa Claus who he don't even know. I don't think we understand what we're doing when it's not even about, I don't think parents are lying to their kids to be negative. I just don't think they understand what they're doing.
Yeah, first it's not intentional.
They're eroding the trust with their children.
Yeah.
Right? Because eventually when them children get a certain age, they're going to think, why did you lie? Right? Because what's the purpose of the lie? Now, let's talk about that. What is the purpose of Santa Claus? Because you can have Christmas with gift sharing from family members. What is the purpose of this dude named Santa Claus?
Primary objective. I asked that as a child. I remember asking the same exact question.
Yeah, like yeah. So it's all commercial. That's why. Because remember, Christmas isn't even supposed to be about nobody named Santa Claus. Even when they made it back in the day, it was something to control the children. Remember? Because you better not cry, you better not shout, you better. I'm telling you why. Because Santa Claus is coming to town. See, that was a way of controlling the children and say, "Oh, you're being naughty, or are you being nice? You better be good, because if not, guess what? When Santa Claus come, he ain't bringing you nothing." And we are essentially doing that to our children, except we're not even telling them that if you're bad, you're not going to get this.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even hear people say that no more. People
Yeah,
just
because I
saying,
seen somebody do bad and they still got that shit.
exactly. So we're not even, so they commercialized and figured out how to make money, the businesses, because it's not even controlling our kids no more. Because if that was true, most of these bad motherfuckers wouldn't get not a goddamn thing. Or maybe it would have worked if we would have said, okay, you got to be good. You can't be running in the streets, because Santa Claus is going to bring you them $200 sneakers you want. And maybe then those kids will be like, they'll think about the consequences of their actions, which is they're not going to be able to get whatever it is that they want. But we took that away. We took spankings away, and then we took Santa, the reason why Santa Claus even exists away. And so now we just have Santa Claus and some badass kids who, just because it's Christmas, they're getting gifts. Right? That's what we at with it. We at with kids.
That's why I said, can you take away one without the other? So for me, not only did I remove the Santa Claus, I did not specifically say, hey, I don't want to hear no Christmas shit in this house, or you know what I'm saying? I wasn't extreme like that, but it wasn't on no, all the other shit can remain the same. It wasn't like that. I'm gonna just be honest with you. If we found that particular aspect of the entire celebration is obviously false and narrative and commercial, like you said, then the rest of it, and I mean, hey.
Carmel says, I told my granddaughter the truth. She knew that her father and I brought presents. Yeah. That's right. Because imagine that your kids, some of these men in the manosphere who think that you ain't did shit for them.
Yeah.
Because even when they go far back and when they was getting that expensive gift, they can say, "Oh, Santa Claus bought me that." Yeah. You ain't buy me that. You ain't buy me that stuff. Santa Claus bought me that. Or they don't understand the hard work that you do as parents, because the Easter egg, remember, this shit worked perfectly for commercialization, right? Because we got Thanksgiving with hams and turkeys and shit, right? That's the food industry. They go crazy and get lots of money, right, from us, because we got certain items that we cook for Thanksgiving. They make sure they got lots of turkeys around. All year round, I may see in the store 4 or 5 turkeys.
At best.
That's right. But around Thanksgiving, though, there's turkeys every fucking way. That's
giving away motherfucking turkeys.
Yeah, that's right. They're giving them away. There's so many goddamn turkeys. So they do that for Thanksgiving. Then they turn right around, and then now we got Christmas. And then they got New Year's, right? Celebration where you got certain foods that are going to bring you good luck. And then not only that, but New Year's, then they start advertising gym equipment, gym membership, healthy equipment. So they commercialize us on that and tell us, okay, after you ate for 2 months all this fucking food, now let's go on the journey to losing weight, and you need to buy this, that, and the other.
After the alcohol on New Year's, though, right?
But the alcohol too, they buy that. Then they turn around after that, and then comes Valentine's Day.
Relationships.
Yep, relationship. Now you gotta, not just for the man or just for the woman, but for both of you. Oh, Valentine's Day. right?
Mm-hmm.
And then soon after that, Mother's Day, and then gonna be Father's Day. Then between that, they got all other days and that shit too, all kinds of shit that
Yeah.
they've been creating in the last few years.
Yeah.
And but none of this shit does nothing but provoke us to buy. And then people on the other side, your people feel like you must don't love them if you don't buy them something on those days. If hubby don't buy me nothing on Valentine's Day, then I feel like he must don't love me. How could you forget? Then we got anniversaries that, if you got married, and birthdays, right? That
Mm-hmm.
and shit like that. And so, yeah. And we've now turned into a nation where we have associated love and trust even with money, to where now we thinking we need to be with somebody who make a certain amount of money. It's weird when I see people say, well, yeah, the man I get with, he has to make at least, six figures. And then, but they don't even make 30,000. The woman only make 30,000, but she's requiring a man who make 100,000, right? And why would even if these, this shit mattered based on how much money you make, she wouldn't even be in the league with this man who make 100K. She would only be eligible to get men who make what she make or a little more.
Yeah, she's not in the league now. That's why she
That's what I'm
asking
saying.
for.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. She asking for that, and then we got men. I get when somebody said, look, I just want somebody where we could build together. When they saying that, they're not requiring a certain amount. They're just saying we're gonna come together and build what? A family. Right? That's what most people say when they say build. But then I hear people, because of Beyonce and Jay-Z and a few others, they're like, oh no, we're gonna come together and we're gonna build corporations. Come on, baby, stop it. Why you even gotta come? You ain't got to get married to build no corporation with nobody. You could get like-minded people right in your neighborhood across this globe, or even in other countries, come together and build a corporation together. People have confused these young people in thinking that marriage is like a business. I promise you, marriage is nothing like a business. Because in a business, you can fire people for making fuck up decisions, doing things that you don't like or whatever. In a marriage, you don't get to fire nobody. You don't get to treat them like you in control of them. So back to the commercialization of things. So these things teach us something, and then in turn, we don't know that this basic conversation about Santa Claus. Some people might think, "Damn, why are they over there talking about Santa Claus?" It's a connection to everything that we're doing in this America, especially in our thought process of now. In our generation, we wasn't talking about how we're gonna go to work and all we gonna do is work, 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 work. You know what I mean? That sounds too much like slavery. Like, we want to be able to go to work to enjoy our families. So we was talking about vacations and shit, right? You want to go to work, and on the weekend you want to go party and relax. And now today, all we hear people talking about they just want to go work, but they're not talking about building no business or corporation. So it's almost like the sheep are telling other sheep to be sheep. Like, yeah, come on. In fact, I'm gonna be the best sheep, and you need to outdo me as I sheep while I'm sheeping, right? While the cattle people are the actual corporations. Because if you're working 80 hours a week for somebody else to get rich for your hourly pay that you can't even afford your house and things that you want, then you have become absolutely cattle to the slaughter. Because that's just, if y'all don't know, that's where we are in today's society. Right now, they don't want women to have abortions. If you think 1 minute they care about the fucking kids, they don't. You know what they care about? Workforce. Businesses cannot remain businesses in 10, 15, 30 years if they don't have nobody working for them. Right? So a lot of businesses feel like, okay, we're not going to be here. They also want to keep people, when they start bringing businesses that allow people to make money and be able to still have some free time, they don't like that. They don't like Uber and shit like that. You notice Uber changed their rules and shit. It used to be almost like YouTube, where YouTube you could make massive money on YouTube at one point. Till they changed them rules. The ones who really was large, they still making good money and was able to add other things to compensate for the money they lost, And, YouTube spoiled them. So even though they lost money based on the rules, they still didn't lose money, right? And people are like celebrities and shit. So it's just the regular of us now chasing that money that those people used to make, but we can never get that money that they used to make, that them people used to make, because they changed the rules. And people say YouTube used to work in the red. Yet working in the red and not making money is not the same thing, y'all. You could be a company and you as the owner of the company still make money, and you can still say your company is in the red. And I already explained how you would do that. You have the company, you are a person who make money in the company, so you give yourself a salary. So your salary might be $1 million. Let's say you're the owner of YouTube. You gave yourself a salary of $1 million a year, and then you still gave the workers, what you're paying them. And at the end of the year, though, the company is in the red, but you ain't make no money. But you, as the person, you actually have a job that pays you $1 million. So that's how that's done. So I heard Black people on YouTube talking about, well, the reason why they changed their rules is because it's okay, because they were working in the red, they were working in red, so it's okay. We're going to just work harder and harder. Yeah, it's okay. Instead of when people was trying to say, let's get together, everybody, and protest this shit, right? When we had an opportunity to, people was like, nah, it's okay. They can't be a business if they can't be a business. I'm like, what? That's Anger Man was one of them people. They can't be a business if they can't be a business. He's also the person who against everybody getting $15 an hour, minimum wage. Because then a business can't be a business if they got to pay people. A business isn't a fucking business if they're not paying people. If they have employees they can't pay, then these motherfuckers need to quit. And why are we so worried about this business that can't afford to be a business no more? Let them evaporate in the motherfucking air, because I promise you another one will pop up in its place. We're not supposed to be caring about in this country. We definitely shouldn't be caring about no fucking business, whether they survive or not. Was that tequila? What's going on, right? We're not supposed to be caring about no business. Like, for instance, if the business you work for, the corporation you work for, they go out of business, you would just go to another company and do the same job. You'd be like, because trucking is a transportation is a big business. Shit, you can start they so big of a business that you can start your own business by driving your own truck.
Yeah, pickup truck, not even a semi truck, a regular pickup truck with a trailer can get some of the same money.
That's right. That's how big that business is. We talk about Amazon shipping, right? People in local businesses can start businesses in trucks if they got trucks. You ain't even gotta have a truck. Don't they have what is called Amazon, where people get in their car and deliver shit?
Yeah. It's a regular van, an SUV, and your little gas saver.
See, some people now starting to see the picture as we see this happen, and that's due to the pandemic. The pandemic changed our outlook on everything. I kept telling people this from the beginning, even before. I was like, look, what are you talking about? You could go, but a lot of people don't take the initiative, don't know how to take the initiative to walk up or call people to say, hey, I got a truck. If you're looking for any work, could I, you taking any contract work, you know what I mean? And stuff like that. Because those businesses save money because they don't have to give you health care and shit like that if you're a subcontractor, right?
Mm-hmm.
People don't know that's a lot of savings just in that. I used to be a temp. I used to work through the temp agency.
Me too.
The reason I got more money than the people who worked at the same businesses where I was temping at was because it looks like I'm getting more money than them, which I was, but I wasn't getting health care or anything.
Yeah.
So the business,
benefits.
Right. So the company was actually saving money on me, even though pay wise it didn't look like that.
Yeah.
They didn't have to match no 401k. They didn't have to match that with me or none of that shit because I was almost like I worked for an independent contractor.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I did data entry and a couple help desk shit. I went through Spherion. I went through shit. Temp agencies in the white collar jobs. Shit. Yeah, I always made, if not the same, more than what the people there 6 months or whatever, however long it was. Now in the blue collar, it's a little bit different on them temp agencies. But
I gotta go water my plant. Whatever. You talking?
Yeah, they shouldn't. In the United States, there's never been a time where it was so goddamn fucking scarce, where a motherfucker couldn't get his ass out on the motherfucking street and not find a motherfucker that would give him a couple of dollars to do some shit. Experience, perfect background. Yeah, we got taught that people with felony records or criminal history, shit like that. Yeah, you're not running for office. You're not running. You're not aspiring to be, this school principal. If that's your lifestyle, I don't think they don't go together. So some of the same positions in the industries have laxed up a little bit. If you have a spotty background. Shit, I know plenty of drivers. Shit, they got records right now. They going to court right now, but they in that goddamn truck to get that goddamn money for that goddamn lawyer too. Shit.
Yeah. I'm wondering how being certain type of criminals stop you from getting certain type of jobs. I could see violent criminals.
Yeah.
Maybe where somebody said, okay, we don't want no violent people.
Yeah. If you've been charged with theft, felony, financial institutions and banks and stuff, cashier,
Yeah.
Big up to the cashiers once again, I know I don't be shouting them out, but man, boy, y'all put up with a lot of shit, boy. Big ups to the cashiers, especially to the small, quick mart, the night shift, that 2:00 in the morning. Mm-hmm. All them motherfuckers. Big ups to y'all, man. Y'all put up with a lot of shit for a little pay. God damn. It's hard to keep a motherfucker in that position.
Man, not until these videos did I know people were acting so rude and crude out here to people.
Hell yeah, shit. The motherfuckers out here wilding the fuck out. Shit, I done been in plenty spots. I come through the door, it's some shit going. I don't know if it's a robbery or just an argument, like you said. Shit, I ain't stuck around to find out what the final result was. I got clean the fuck up out of here. Yeah. My last instance was New Braunfels, Texas, right outside San Antonio. I had to take a whiz. And I was gonna, get some coffee, get myself squared away for the long trip back to Wisconsin, right? Mm-hmm. I come in the motherfucking door. I hear, get out, get out. And I hear another motherfucker say, get the fuck up off me, get the fuck up off me. So I don't know that the police officer already in there is in plain clothes. I don't know this, but it's this random motherfucker in there. I don't know, was he trespassing, trying to steal or whatever. By the time I came out from taking a whiz, I'm looking at 9 goddamn police cars in the motherfucking parking lot. 4 motherfuckers got their shit drawn in the truck stop. Uh, Everybody looking around to see what's going down. I tiptoe to the back door and get my motherfucking ass up out of there. I wasn't trying to be nosy. Shit, I got the fuck out of there and went to the next stop to get what I had to get. Shit, straight the fuck up. That just went down in like October last year.
People going crazy, but I think I don't know if it's worse or what. I'm not sure, because
We seeing it more with
yeah, I
modern
think it's
technology, TikTok
yeah,
videos and all that. Yeah.
yeah, and because you got videos, everybody got videos on their houses now, like ringtones, ring
Yeah.
cameras, and
Yeah.
then they got cameras everywhere where you could end up with a ticket with no cop around. That's some fucked up shit. I fight shit.
Yeah,
I
I'm
fight
in
some
the
shit
spot
like
right
that.
now. I'm fighting one of those right now. Shit.
Yeah,
Yeah, red light
I
cameras. Shit.
yeah, I think it's unconstitutional. I think people have fought them. If you go in there with the right
Yeah,
argument, you'll
yeah,
win.
yeah.
But because they are unconstitutional. What kind of shit this new policing through video cameras? It's one thing if a cop pulled me over.
Mm-hmm.
Even then, there might be a situation that happened where he might even just give me a warning.
Yeah.
Cameras though don't tell no whole story, you know.
Yeah.
And so I don't know. I'm down in this kitchen. I ain't even doing nothing. I'm trying to figure out what I'm
You
doing.
gonna make the dough? I thought you was making the dough.
I was thinking about making a dough, but it's for tomorrow. I guess I could make it dough.
Just get it out the way. Just knock that shit out. Get that shit out the way, and then if some come up tomorrow, shit, tomorrow's Saturday.
The thing about the dough is if I make the dough now,
Mm.
then the dough gonna be out all night.
You got it. You got to leave it out tonight.
Yeah, you gotta leave it out for a certain amount of hours, and then I could put it back in the refrigerator. But then when I put
Oh,
it in the refrigerator, I'm gonna have to
mm.
take it out to
Again.
throw out again. Yeah, and that's
Yeah.
the thing I'm thinking. I'm thinking, okay, if I make it in the morning,
Mm.
though, when it's time for me to use it, I just put it out of the oven. I never got to put it back in the refrigerator. Refrigerator calms the fermenting up. It stops it, slows it up.
Yeah. Yeah.
So while it's out, though, it's gonna ferment the whole time.
Mm.
Once it ferments so many hours, though, it starts developing like a little crust on it that
Mm-hmm.
that you don't want to do. So that's why I'm determined. I'm deciding on
Okay. Yeah, you
like
got a timing issue. Timing is your
yeah,
key on this.
right, timing.
Yeah.
But I think I can make it. I guess I can make it, and then I just once I go upstairs, I can't forget it all through the night. That's too long.
Yeah.
So yet last weekend I made it at 2 a.m,
Mm-hmm.
and then I used it. It was in the oven until I used it about 1 p.m. See, that wasn't too long, but it was just starting to develop that little hard. It's like a little crust. It's almost like it's baking
Yeah.
longer, and it gets like a little crust. But if you get too much of that shit, it messes up everything. You have to cut that top off, that level off. If it's just a little bit, you could just punch it in and blend it all together. So that's what I'm debating. But I do want to make some bread. Now I can't make the bread and then it'll be done in like two hours in the bread machine, and then I could cut it and put it in a bag and bake and make French toast with it tomorrow. I thought I had some bread over here. You ate the bread, babe? The bread that I made. Remember they had a couple slices up here. What you do them out? What it had gotten hard? Oh, okay. How long you think it had? When you threw it out? Yesterday, day before? Huh? Yesterday. So I made the bread. Huh? Yeah. I made it Saturday. Yeah. I made it Saturday, and it lasted. It got molded. He said he threw it away yesterday. So
5 days.
I would say I honestly say you need to use it within 3 days.
Okay.
Yeah, 3 days. 3
Just to be
days.
safe. Okay.
And that was it. That was me putting it in a Ziploc bag. 3 days. And then it
That's it.
started getting molded.
Yeah.
Yeah. And but that's because, like I said, it's all natural. It's nothing I put in it to make it last. How the hell they
No
making this bread?
preservatives.
Yeah.
No coloring.
Yeah, I don't think they use coloring on bread. When I show you mine, it's the same color. Huh?
Oh, okay.
Oh, my husband said they use coloring on wheat bread. Yeah, but
Yeah.
my white bread looked just like their white bread. The
Yeah.
difference is, and there was no difference, except in the bread machine though, it's bigger. Like I'll show you why in a minute, I guess. But so it's great for French toast because regular bread is not good for French toast.
Yeah.
So
Too
it gets
thin.
soggy. Yeah, too
Yeah.
thin. So that's why you got to get what they call Texas toast, which
Yeah.
is regular bread cut thicker. That's it. That's what Texas toast is.
Shit, when I first seen that shit in Texas at I think I went to what they got down there begin with an H. Uh Not high V, but HB. I got two loads of that shit down there.
You bought it, but
I
so it's
knew I was
called.
going to I knew I was going home.
Oh, okay. What I'm
Yeah,
saying though, Texas toast is in the regular stores. They just
yeah,
call it
now it
Texas.
is.
It's always been in regular stores. They just call it Texas toast because it's, Texas. They say Texas is big.
You talking about like a full slice of those?
Texas toast is
Like a
just
full loaf, like a full loaf?
yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Oh, okay.
Texas bread is Texas toast, or Texas bread is just regular bread sliced thicker. That's it.
Yeah.
And they called it Texas toast not because they created it in Texas. It's
Right.
called Texas toast because it's bigger.
Just the size, but well,
Yeah,
maybe I just so happened to see it at Texas then. 'Cause I know up
yeah.
here in the stores that we come in, they weren't in the loaves. They were only in the packs of either 6 or 8, and they came garlic. Uh,
Oh yeah. So that's in the freezers. So when you
yeah, yeah,
okay, so yeah, that is Texas garlic bread. Or you right. Those are Texas toast, which is like garlic bread.
yeah,
But that's in the freezer. But there's Texas bread. Like if you go in the bread section and look for
yeah,
Texas toast, it's in a loaf. It's a loaf, and
yeah.
it's
I
just
see it now. I see it now.
yeah.
Um, like you said, like your husband said, most of these stores up here they put the fake color wheat, give you a
Because
99 cent. Yeah,
well, if I show you, I do. Let me see if I have some still. I might have thrown it out. I have wheat flour. Wheat flour is not brown. So how would the wheat bread turn brown?
yeah. I'm looking at mine right now. It says unbleached wheat flour.
That's right. That's right. I can show you. I can show you the actual wheat gluten.
Yeah,
Here you go.
yeah.
Here you go. Now, let me see if I can turn it.
2% gluten now. And I'm trying to think. Niacin, vitamin B3, barley, malt, and
Caitlin, that's you.
Hello, hello. Yes, I am back.
Welcome back, sis. Did I have this thing on? I'll read that. I know that now.
mononitrate, vitamin B1. Yeah, wheat is all the way at the bottom. Like they got less than 2% wheat.
This is
I'm reading yours. Yeah, I'm reading
this
yours.
yeah, this is vital wheat gluten. This is
Mm,
just the gluten
mm,
that turns regular flour, all-purpose
mm,
flour, into bread flour. This is just the gluten portion. So instead of me buying bread flour, I just bought this, and I can make my
mm.
own bread flour with this. Because
Uh,
usually I don't make bread flour. Okay,
okay.
but
Miss Mom, do you
yeah,
make your own bread or do you have a bread machine?
I do both. I have a bread machine
Mm.
and I make my own bread. You
I've been
can,
tempted to buy the bread machine.
huh?
I said I've been tempted to buy a bread machine.
Yeah, I have a few of them, but here go one up here. I'm about to take it down. Let me see. Give me a
Hey, Miss
second.
Kaylin.
Hey, Dev.
Good.
How you do this?
Oh yeah, I meant to say bye, but I pulled up into a parking deck and it just dropped me, and I was going into work earlier.
Oh, okay. No, it's cool. No, you did more than what I thought you did this morning. It's all right. I didn't think you was gonna last that long. Shit.
Listen,
Straight up. Straight up.
listen. I'm waiting for my payday, Dev. I'm waiting for my little DoorDash gift card or something.
It's cool.
I'm like, I am not a content creator like y'all. I don't know how to do all this.
No, y'all be coming. It's this y'all. It's everybody community thing, but y'all keep the shit going. Shit. Y'all keep the shit going. So don't worry about if you don't have no ongoing topic already in place. Y'all just talk about what y'all talk about when y'all be in the street. Shit, it don't matter.
No, I
So,
can't even lie. Honestly, it was very much fun.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. No pressure. You know, you ain't gotta be begging motherfucker for cash apps and all this shit. You know,
Mm-mm.
just we want to try to just monitor our content on the videos that we play because they are cracking down on trademarks and copyright. So you good on that shit. You pretty much know how the shit go. Okay,
and
she
y'all
got the
see,
big one. Yeah.
no, they all big. They always come big. This is the, I put it back in the box.
Yeah.
So, but they're big. Yeah.
Well, Hamilton Beach been out a long time, boy. God damn.
They make so many different things too. Oh, I can't. I just found this.
Shit, my mama had a fucking Hamilton Beach fucking food processor when I had a goddamn stroller.
I think my food processor is Hamilton Beach also. Um, so see how big it is?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so here's the pan, and it has a paddle, a little thing in it. Somebody coming in, y'all got that man. Oh, did I make co-host? No, let
It
me a
ain't it
second.
ain't it ain't but a couple of us up here. I think Miss Kaylin connection, she in and out.
No, I just let somebody else
Kira?
in. Yeah, I
Okay.
gotta make co-host. I forgot. I didn't do that. How do I do it? Oh, wrong thing. Oh, I'm hitting every guy. Oh, doo-doo. Let me take the thing off. I gotta take me off of what you call it so I can see.
Spotlight. Yeah, I noticed it's difficult to do it if you got your spotlight on. I was trying to do that shit when I was driving. I was like, damn, that shit ain't coming up. Fuck around, get a ticket. Shit, I'm leaning over. I was in the area too. Hell, they don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
If it look like you on your fucking phone, especially lighting up in this truck, your ass is finna get a goddamn ticket. Hell.
no, you got to be careful. That's why I give the host to somebody who not driving. But I
Yeah.
did give it to you last night. And I was
No, it's
like,
cool. No, it's cool. I don't mind. I know them. I know. We
yeah, I don't
try
want
to
you to have
work
no
with what we
accidents,
got.
baby.
No,
I
it's
would.
cool. It's cool. Yeah.
Oh Lord, we all would go crazy if we found a devastating driving.
Not
We
devastating.
and
That's why
then
I
we
keep my
speed
cam
too.
on. Shit. That's why I keep my cam on. Shit. I think I rolled yesterday with that motherfucker on the whole goddamn fucking rip.
You rich fat man? Is it full? No, it's not full.
What kind of bread you making, Miss Mom?
Just regular bread. How about that?
I really want a bread maker.
So you're gonna get one after you see her take this out. See how
Honestly, they've been popping up on my TikTok for like almost a year now.
Yeah.
And I the only reason why I haven't given into buying one just yet is because I don't have the counter space in the apartment yet.
Yeah, see, because it's big, but mine, I put it back in the box and put it on top of the refrigerator. And then I can sit things on if I need, because I don't have the space for this big ass thing either.
When I tell you, I have my Instapot, I got my crock pots. Like, your girl loves to cook, so I'm a sucker for a good home kitchen appliance. They get me anytime.
So this is the pot. It came with 2 of these. Let me show you. If I can get it out. Man, let me see. Find the extra one.
You said that one's the Hamilton Beach one?
Yeah. Okay, so I got this for, I don't know, maybe 6 years ago. So I put it up on my Facebook for what I wanted for my birthday. And I ended up getting 6 of them. The men bought them. And so I put it on, what they call it, like a wish list? No. You know when somebody go to buy whatever you got on your list?
Yeah, wish list.
A wish list. So I only had one, but I guess they bought them simultaneously at the same time. Different men. So I remember getting one. The next day I got another one. Next day I got 2 of them. So it all within 3 days I got
another one.
Yeah. So but when I first started looking into getting one, Hello.
Somebody come up.
Hello.
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 Yes, hi. I have an important message from the National Association of Chiefs of Police. Hang on, will I transfer you to a pre-recorded audio line? Okay.
Okay.
All right. Hold on. Stay in the line.
From the National Chief of Police. Hello.
National Association of Police. I just wanted to call out to remind everyone that they're starting their drive to raise funds for medical expenses. Help the families of officers who were severely injured in the line of duty.
You're recording?
Reading that script.
Yes, you're recording? Is this
No.
this a live person?
Yes.
Okay. So and you call it? Go ahead.
Sorry, you were saying?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes. Hello?
Yeah, can you say I can hear you? Okay.
Can you repeat that, please?
Can you repeat I can hear you? Okay.
I can't hear you.
You what?
Okay.
That's the AI, y'all. Y'all saw that? That wasn't a real person. Yeah. You know, I can hear it when they say, can you repeat that? Then I hear something going. It's like AI, they're responding to what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's when they say, can you repeat that? And then I repeat it. And then, so that sounds like that AI shit but that's not a real person. That's not a real person.
Come on, computer tech.
Yeah, man. Look, you see, they on it though. Them motherfuckers will trick you.
Yeah,
you know?
they sniffed it
I
up.
was gonna say hang up, but when they said they were gonna switch you over, I'm like, all right, hold on, it might be real.
Right. No, if they were real, I was gonna find out what they talking about. Then I was gonna say Black Lives Matter. Do you believe in Black Lives Matter? Nah, I wasn't gonna mess with them that way. I was just gonna see but it's usually recording, because you're right. Think about it. Why would somebody call you just to switch you to somebody else?
Mm-hmm.
They
be scamming out here.
Yeah, but they don't hire people no more. See, that's what I don't like. Like if there used to be real people calling me and say, hey ma'am, we looking for donations for the police association.
I did those jobs.
Yep. But
That was
now,
me. That was me in what 90, 91?
I was gonna say, Dev, if you would have said anytime when I was an adult, you would have got hung up on him.
Shit,
but
Like,
now
straight
boy.
they
hung
don't,
up on. Nope.
and now they don't have real people doing the jobs anymore. Before they used to, like you said, military vets, disabled people, and they used
Yeah.
to have elderly people. So there used to be a job for them. In most cases. So anyway, y'all, there's a paddle in it. I'm not sure. You can see it right here.
Yeah, we can see it.
Okay, so it comes out. It's two of. They give you two of those. You put it on there, and that's the thing that kind of makes the dough up. Okay, which I'm gonna show y'all in a few. At the top. So when I first was looking into one, I used to see them all the time at the Goodwill. You could find these at Goodwill. But you know why I didn't buy it at Goodwill? Because I kept thinking I ain't gonna know how to use it. Like I was thinking, suppose there's some parts missing. You know, because when I would look at it, I'd be like, damn, how am I gonna make it in this big thing? It looked like it won't make bread. So when I ended up getting this though, I realized all it has is this and this, which means the ones at the Goodwill was just that. As long as it has a paddle, a pan, and the thing. That's all. You can find these things for like $2, $5, $15. And there's ones that are more expensive, like brand, and they at the Goodwill. So but if you're looking for one for real and you don't want to spend a lot of money, go to the Goodwill and buy it. Go to Goodwill and buy it. Okay. And you don't worry about it if you don't have instructions. Usually they do though. Usually somebody like myself have bought it and then they don't use it. And then after years, they just give it away. A lot of Goodwill stuff also come directly from stores and factories.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So when they become out of date, they give it to Goodwill or Salvation Army or one of them things. So yeah. And it's better sometimes to buy from them. You know, Goodwill don't take things that's outdated, especially baby stuff. Did you know that? I didn't know that. Like I went to go give them a baby swing that I had for legally, and they didn't take it, y'all.
Yeah.
It was over like 5 years old, even though I had just bought it, but it was an older brand. They wasn't talking about it not be clean. Like they didn't give a shit. They looked at brand new. They looked at the year of it, and they was like, "Well, we can't accept it." Now with certain things when it comes to our children and shit, they not accepting old things no more. I think Salvation Army don't give a shit though. Goodwill don't do.
Yeah, Goodwill is actually a brand now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I was about to say the Salvation Army never has. You take what you can get at the Salvation Army.
Yeah, they got all kind of old ass shoes and shit. I be wondering what the hell why they put this shit out. You know what I mean? Like I be like,
I don't even see these shoelaces no more.
no, the damn shoes be like shoes my grandma used to wear, and they know nobody gonna buy that shit, man. Be like, but some people do be buying that old stuff though. You know, people buy it if they doing.
Yeah, somebody bought it for it to
plays.
get in there. For it to get in there, right? At first.
Yeah, but they bought it when their grandmothers bought it.
Oh,
and then
yeah.
it was in some storage or in some attic or in some house for years and years.
Laying up, getting musty.
Yeah.
He said laying up.
I can't stand devastated, I swear.
Him ad-libs, and you don't even hear him say, "Oh, I see what you're saying." He's just gonna get right to it. Yeah.
But I do see what you're saying.
Yeah,
In
but
most
even
cases,
in your statement, you said, "I see what you're saying," but you didn't even have to say. You was like, "Let me just get right to it." Yeah.
So I keep all my books to all my appliances, y'all, to everything.
Girl, yeah, that's also where the warranties are. Absolutely.
Yeah. I keep them in the drawer, and plus this came with recipes, so I don't have to look up the recipes. And you gotta with the bread machine, you have to put stuff in a certain way. I can't just throw everything in there and put it in here. They tell you to put the water first, then your flour, and then your yeast at the top. Okay, so that's
Active yeast or the other one?
it could be either one, but the truth is it needs to be the best one is bread machine yeast, which is not active yeast. So active yeast,
Okay.
all it's confusing with the active yeast. Active yeast means you need to activate it.
Yeah.
That's why my bread came out wrong. Remember, I told you I did bread last Saturday, and when I opened it, it was lumpy. Like it was a loaf, and it was bumpy at the top, which means the told me that meant the yeast did not do its job. The reason being because I put the warm water in, but then I delayed the time for like 5 hours, which means the water was no longer warm in 5 hours.
Right.
Once I figured that was the problem, I just put some more in. So I'm about to show you how to do it. It's simple. And there's so if I want to make a 2 pound, this thing makes a 2 pound loaf or 1.5 pound loaf. It's big enough to make 2 pound loaf. But I want you to notice something about this. See how deep this is? It's deep and it's long. Let me show you a regular slice of bread though. This is a regular loaf of bread. You see how bigger this is? That's what, so these gonna be longer slices. I'm gonna slice them, but they still gonna be tall ass slices. Right?
I actually like little short stubby bread. I don't like the long bread loaves.
What's the difference?
I don't know. I just like whenever I buy it, I like that one better.
You like what better?
I feel like it toast better. Like when you make toast.
You feel like it does what better?
I said I think it toasts better, like when you put it in the toaster. Or you like to make like breakfast sandwiches?
Yeah, why would it toast better?
Because I think because it's a wider bread, like it's wider. So
no,
the size of the slice.
It's not wider.
Gonna determine the
I didn't say it's wider. I said that it's taller. It fits right. I got a toaster right there. It fits perfectly in the toaster.
I'm saying like whenever I like make breakfast sandwiches or I make like toast, it just I like it better than like the little shorter or square bread. I like my rectangle bread.
This is rectangle.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I like how the bread machine does it versus like when you buy it in a loaf.
But I don't know if it's different. Okay, so what I tell you was different. Of course, this is wider, like, but this is perfect for, like you say, sandwiches. I guess you could put the bread on the sandwich on it, the piece of meat, and it'll fit perfectly. You notice when you put a piece of meat on this, it hangs over.
It don't fit.
Right. So that's the difference. But yeah. So yeah,
but I would just know I'm weird. Don't poke at it.
You're not weird. I was just I wasn't saying you was wrong. I was just asking you why. Because I didn't understand what you meant. You're not weird. First of all,
no, you're not weird.
We all weird, by the way. Number one.
Everybody's weird, really. Let's just be clear. Come on now, let's tell the truth.
Yeah, you're not weird. Don't think when I'm asking y'all, when I'm asking a question, I'm just asking. I'm not trying to tell you wrong. I was just trying to figure out what you meant.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, that's all. Because it tastes the same no matter what.
I know. I just like I have a preference for the long, like we said, the more rectangle than the square because it fits food better when you make a sandwich. I like how that fits.
I made my own bread in school. That stuff was so good.
Yeah. So, but when I make my own bread, I use this. Like my pans like this.
Yep, so that's the one.
Actually, this is the size. It makes this size, right? Because it's gonna be blunt like that.
Yep, it'll go over.
Yeah. So, and you can make your own bread. Like if you don't like this size, you let it make the dough for you. Take it out and then bake it in the oven yourself. The bread machine though, it don't just make bread. It make cakes. Everything.
Oh, really?
I didn't know that.
Okay. I can make cinnamon rolls.
Like a pound cake.
Regular cake, pound cake, anything. This is an oven, by the way.
Oh,
this is just a pan. Yeah, this is so in other words, I'm gonna put the ingredients in here and I'm putting it in here.
And it's gonna cook it.
And when I start it, it's gonna do everything. Gonna take 2.5 hours. When I grab this out, it's gonna be bread. If I was making a cake, I would put number. Let's see. I'm looking at the top. It's gonna be number 10, and it's gonna mix the ingredients up, and then it takes less than two. It's not gonna take 2.5 hours. But when I take it out, it's gonna be a cake in this pan. And if I want to, I can make all kinds of jams. I could make jam in here.
Oh, nice.
Wheat bread, gluten-free bread, French bread, and the basic bread. So
I was thinking about the cinnamon raisin swirl type bread.
Yeah, the cinnamon raisin bread.
Yeah, let's make this too. That would be considered a dough. And then because you have in those grains, and if you want to put raisins in, they'll tell you when to put them in.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, all this stuff.
Okay, we got some questions for you in the chat, Bomb. Sugar Bomb wanted to know if you're making banana bread.
I can make banana bread, but I'm not making that because I need banana. But so let me show you the recipes they have in here. Which banana bread is one of them. So this is the recipe for white bread, white wheat bread, onion bread, onion poppy seed bread, oatmeal buttermilk bread, maple wheat bread, Italian Parmesan bread,
dang,
rye bread, honey granola bread, French bread, gluten-free sandwich bread, whole grain bread, banana nut quick bread, corn bread, moist devil food cake, yellow pound cake, cranberry orange pecan bread, cinnamon raisin loaf, which is cinnamon, roll, white bread on express, and pepper dill bread. So the express loaves mean quick. Red
party at bombs.
Then they got the doughs like dinner rolls, pizza crust. I don't know how to pronounce this, but it's Focaccia. Focaccia. See, that's why I got hubby, y'all. Focaccia, which I'm not sure what the hell that is.
Thank you, Mr. Bond.
I'll make it some
bread. I was trying to figure it out. Like what?
Cinnamon raisin buns, and it has the jams and cakes, strawberry jam.
I need to get that machine.
High fiber brand. Yeah. So and those are just
you can make a king cake, Bob.
Yeah, I can make a king cake. Yeah, I can make a king cake in here. It makes any bread in here, but these are the recipes. And so some of the breads, though, like the French bread, I would just put it and it'll make the dough, but then I got to take the dough out and switch it into my own oven. Because remember, anything I make in here is going to be made in this pan. So, in other
did they
words,
tell you that in the book to put in the oven, or did you find that out somewhere else?
Yeah, the book tell you everything. The book.
Oh, okay.
So French bread right here, it gives me the recipe. I never made French bread in here because I have my own recipe, but let's see what it says.
Oh, Sin said in the chat that focaccia is an Italian bread.
Yeah, okay, yeah. It has Italian Parmesan bread and all those, yeah. These are just the recipes, but I can make anything. I can like rolls, because what it does is ends up making the dough for you. Instead of me making the dough myself, and remember it does pizza crust too in here.
Sin 7 Chin asked, does it make brioche bread? What it's called?
Brioche.
What's
Let me put it in the chat. I'll put it in the back chat. Hold on.
No, I'm just saying.
Now y'all want that artisan bread.
Any bread, it makes all breads. But like I said, you have to. It depends on what kind of is it. If it's a flat bread or anything that can be baked in here, it'll make the dough for you in here. But you didn't take it out and do it in the rest of the oven. Right. So by the time it's done, you just take it out of here as a dough. If you got a do whatever you need to do to flatten it or whatever. It depends on what kind of bread. And then you got to put it in your oven. So in other words, yeah, it does all breads. All breads. But they said, because there's a button that says dough. That's what it says. They got a button that says jam. I never made jam or anything in here. The only thing I've ever made was white bread. Oh no, I made cinnamon toast. What they call it again, man? Cinnamon rolls.
Cinnamon rolls?
Yeah, I made cinnamon rolls in this, and I also made just regular bread. Regular bread and cinnamon rolls. That's the only thing I've ever made. Okay. But I'm about to show you how simple it is. Oh no. So this is from last week. Y'all has been sitting on my counter. It's just flour, but I made it into bread flour. Okay. By adding this. Okay. So I use all-purpose flour. Let me show y'all my all-purpose flour.
Yeah, I was just about to ask. I was like, how do you make that?
Probably always buying me the best stuff, okay? Y'all see that?
Yes, a huge bag.
50 pounds of all-purpose flour.
Oh, wow.
I have another 50-pound bag of what that is over there, baby, that I said I couldn't use. No, I don't think it was cake flour. I think it's pastry flour. So he accidentally bought me pastry flour. Okay, so there's different type of flours. We got cake flour, pastry flour, all-purpose flour, bread flour. And then they got another one called 00, which I'm not sure what that is exactly. So I can't talk about it, right? So pastry flours are made for pastries. The way the flour is, it crumbles. It's real soft. I'm gonna show you the difference how they look. So grab a handful. I'm gonna get something so we can see the differences. Okay. So this is pastry flour. Let me just put that. I'm not gonna use it.
Okay, and can you buy that all that at Walmart or something like that?
You can. Cake flour it comes in a small little box. That shit high too. Ooh, Lord. But I'm gonna be honest, if you want to make a good cake, you're gonna need that cake flour. But I can show you how to turn all-purpose flour into cake flour. Okay.
Oh, cool.
So that's why I never buy cake flour. And the pastry flour, I don't make enough pastries to buy it. So he accidentally bought me a big 50-pound bag of it. So I can't really do nothing with it, and I'm about to show you why in a second. Okay, so this is the pastry flour, right? And then this one, actually this one is bread flour, but it's really all-purpose flour, and I added something to make it bread flour. So all-purpose flour means you can make everything with it, right? You can make everything with it. You can make breads with it, and you can make pastries with it, right? It has it has protein in it. It's not too much protein. So you can make pie crust, cakes, and everything with it. And this, though, you can only make pastries. And
with it.
You can make some cakes with it, too. Okay, you can make some cakes with it. But you cannot make bread with it. Because remember, there's a difference between bread and cakes, right? Cakes is delicate. It's delicate. It melts almost in your mouth and things like that when you eat it. And bread has gluten. Bread, when you tear it, it has some strength to it.
It stretches. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so you wouldn't want to make cake with bread flour.
With a stretch to it.
Yeah, you wouldn't do that. It would be fucked up, okay? It would be fucked up. So let me show you. I'm not even sure which one is which because I forgot. but I'm gonna know when so this one, see when I squeeze it like this, this one, when I squeeze it like that, this one is holding a form. So this tells me that this is the all-purpose flour. This one, see, it's not even holding because this is a delicate one. See that? No matter, I can grab how much I want, and when I squeeze it, it still crumbles apart. This is delicate. There's no structure. So this is the pastry flour right here. This one though, when I squeeze it, see how it's hold and then it falls? Watch. See it? It's holding the form that I squeezed. Can you see it? So that's how you know the difference. This is flakier and softer, and this one is it's a little hardier. Remember, I made this into bread flour, so this is pastry flour. Pastry, when you eat pies and it's flaky, that's what this is. And this is bread flour. Okay, so that's the difference. You cannot, I tried to turn this into bread flour by adding the gluten, and that shit did not work. It didn't work. Oh, it was bad, y'all. I tried to make a pizza dough with this by adding gluten, and it would have worked though if I would have added a lot more gluten, but because I didn't know the combination.
You need the right combination.
So let me tell you what it looked like. It looked bad. So it looked bad because pizza dough you wanted to stretch. Remember, I wanted to stretch it and make it fit and make it. When I stretched this, it would just rip. It was tearing.
Oh.
Yeah, so it was tearing. So it has no structure in order to, like you said, to stretch. Okay, so this has no structure to it. When you make make pies, because this will make a great pie. Oh yeah, it'll make a juicy pie. But you know, pies are made with this dough and some ice cold water and some butter, a little salt, and some baking powders, baking soda. What the hell is this? I don't know what that is. Okay, I'm throwing it out. I'm not gonna use that. You can use all-purpose flour though for any of these things, but if you really make pies or if you make cakes, then you want pastry flour. Okay? So that's how you could tell. You ever go and buy cake from like from bakery, and you be wondering, damn, like, why do their cake taste so much better and so much softer? They use the right kind of flour. Because everything else is the same. The oil is the same, the egg and the egg yolk and the baking soda, all of that shit is the same thing that you make, that we make. Okay, that we add, but theirs just so much better. And that's what it is. Okay, so I'm gonna throw this out too, because I'm gonna make some more. Let's see if I can out. Did they have any more questions about the flowers? So the flour has gluten. Depending on the amount of gluten, depends on which one you have. If I'm correct, I should just look it up. So I could be correct, because I'm not, can't remember. Let's see the differences between pastry. That is different flowers. I don't have to give the wrong information, right? I can just look it up. So types of flour. Or baking. They said there's 12 types, so let me see what kind they are, y'all. Okay, so we have all-purpose flour, which it says it yields a chewy cookie, a flaky pie crust, but also works for breading, also thickeners and sauces, which I do use purpose and flour for. Bread flour is for sourdough breads, and it has protein content of 12 to 14%. And you can add more extra protein if you want. They say the extra protein is essential for yeasty breads. Okay, because they need a strong gluten to rise properly. That's what it says. And they say that the bread flour is used for yeast breads, bagels, pretzels, and pizza dough. Okay, the all-purpose flour they say is good for cookies, pie crust, pancakes, muffins, brownies, quick breads. Okay, so if you're gonna make like brownies and things, you can use the all-purpose flour. Don't use the bread flour. Oh Lord, no. Whole wheat flour, which I don't use. Okay, which I do have some. Hubby bought some one time. It's up there somewhere. White whole wheat flour. Baby, what's white whole wheat flour? It's like whole wheat, but it's just white, like they bleached it. Huh? I said, what's white whole wheat flour? Is it like wheat bread, but they bleached it white? Oh, okay. So I guess it's all about color when you deal with that, right? Oh, okay. It said white whole wheat flour, meal, regular whole wheat. Oh yeah, and they bleach it, y'all. They said it's pillar. Huh, okay. Self-rising flour, I didn't mention that. So self-rising flour is regular flour, like all-purpose flour, with baking powder already added. That's all it is. That's why they call it self-rising flour, right? So you don't have to have baking powder. And it's used for biscuits, pancakes, and stuff like that. So what it says, though, is self-rising flour is just finely milled flour with added leavener, especially baking powder and salt. And the protein is about 9%. Cake flour, it has protein content of 5 to 8%. And it's for cakes, sponges, angel food cake, and some muffins. And pastry flour, the percentage is from around 9% of protein. It makes an extremely flaky, tender baked goods, like pie crust and cakes. So it's for pastries, cakes, pie crust, muffins, and biscuits. And then zero, oh, I didn't know 00 was made with, so 00, they say, is flour is an Italian type flour milled from hard durum wheat. The protein is from 11 to 12%. They said that while the protein content is similar to all-purpose flour, the gluten in 00 flour isn't as elastic, so it's less chewy. They say it's pricey and harder to find in the US, but it makes great homemade pastas, pizza dough. So I did hear people making pizza doughs with 00 flour. I did not know they use it for noodles, because I use all-purpose flour to make my noodles. But that does make sense that it, spaghetti noodles aren't stretchy, so that makes sense. Okay. And then they got something called Somalella bread. Flour. What's that, baby? SEMOLINA. Semolina flour. Didn't you have some of that? I saw that name before. Wait, do I have some of that? I have something down here. What the hell it is? Let me see where's that. I accidentally bought something. It's somewhere down here, somewhere. I'll look. But yeah, I do have some of this. I bought it by accident because I thought it was going to be for making what they call those things when you make tacos. Yeah, I thought I was gonna make it with tortillas. Yeah. So I bought it, and I ain't never like it's somewhere down here. Let's see. I was about to flip when I was few years right before my dad passed, I bought all this stuff and I was going to start making things that I never made before and make videos of it. And then he passed away. So I do have some of this flour down there somewhere. Anyway, what it says is it's similar to double zero flour, but it says high in gluten and has about 12 to 13% of protein. And I know for those of you who don't bake, y'all don't care. But if you do bake or decide to make homemade things, when you first start out, use all-purpose flour. All-purpose flour is exactly what it says. You can make all these things with all-purpose flour. But when you start specializing in certain things or wanting to make things better, that's when you'll start dealing with the different flours. So to me, the big bag of all-purpose flour, and I did want bread flour because I do make a lot of pizza doughs. So that's why I asked him to get me bread flour, all-purpose flour, but he ended up getting me pastry flour and all-purpose flour. So, which is okay. It's gonna go to waste, that pastry flour. If y'all need some pastry flour, if y'all want some pastry flour, let me know. I'll put it in a paper bag and send that shit to you. For real, it's a whole big. That shit gonna go to waste. I'm gonna throw it away. If y'all want some, let me know. It shouldn't cost much to ship it, right? As long as y'all don't want it right away, like, you know what I mean? Like overnight or some shit, I could send it slow mail.
Snail mail.
Yeah, snail mail. You'll get it in a couple of days, probably 3 to 4 days. I'll put it in a Ziploc bag and then put it in one of those and something and send you something. Because otherwise it's gonna go. But cake flour though, I'm gonna see if I can make my all-purpose flour into cake flour. But cake flour is all-purpose flour with just, you take out a little bit of the cake flour, the all-purpose flour, and add starch, cornstarch. That's it. So it makes it changes the balance by adding cornstarch to it. Cornstarch to flour, and it turns it into cake flour. Now, you can. Anyway, so y'all, we could talk about something else while I'll show y'all how to do this. It's easy. Do I recommend one of these bread flours? Only if you eat lots of bread. Like if you're a person like where I was raised, we eat bread a lot. You know what I mean? Not in that. Since I've been an adult, I don't eat bread as much as I used to. We used to take bread and wrap it around our chicken. We take bread when we eat bread. If you love bread, I do suggest a bread of bread. What you call them? This one at the time, I don't know how much. Let me see how much they are now. I ended up getting this one. I didn't buy this. Remember, I got this as a gift, but I didn't choose an expensive one. I did get this from Walmart.com. That's where I put my wish list, and people got it for me. But let's see how much they cost today. Let's see if we go to Amazon and see how much this shit costs. But like I said, you can find them at they be all over the place at Goodwill and shit. Like people had them. The honest truth is, once you get it, some people just be like, okay, well, I'm gonna put this big thing. They might use it once or twice and then not use it again. So I understand that. Let me see, bread makers. Bread maker machine. Let's see what they say. Okay, I see one. Let me see if I could see Hamilton Beach, because they're ranging in prices. The cheapest I see is like $68. Wow, they done went up in price. God damn. Oh yeah, this one is about the same price as they were. $89. This one though, you know, I had this for quite a few years. Let's see. And I was telling people, look, if you want to pay for the shipping, I could send you one. But the honest truth is, you're gonna pay almost the same shipping, right? To ship this heavy ass box, you might as well just buy it. You might as well just buy it, because you could get from Amazon, the shipping is free, or $2 to ship this thing. Let me see how many pounds the box is. But I do still have some there up here. I gave a couple away. Let's see. What would the pounds be? Nope, it's not telling me. Pressure. So yeah, it looked like the cheapest one I saw. Let me see. Let me do it by price. How do I do that? First, it's a Hamilton Beach. Let me see what it says. Hamilton Beach. This one that I have right here is 139. Nope, they have the exact one, but it tells you that it's discontinued. The one that I have right here is discontinued. That's the exact one. Right there. Which it replaced with this black one right here, which is 139. It's the same thing. It has Hamilton Beach bread machine, digital programmable, 12 settings, plus gluten-free, dishwasher safe, and it's $139. It wasn't $100 back then though. Like I said, I had this for maybe about 8 years now, maybe. And it was at the time maybe about $60. So, and that's why I chose it. It wasn't that much. I do see a Hamilton Beach for $79. Now let me go and switch from that and go with the price, the lowest price. See, how do I do that? Let's go from $50 to $100. Let's see, 25, 50 to 100. What the hell this is? I see one for $64. Limited time deal. It's regularly $99, but it's on sale. So around $60. Between $60 and $70 is the cheapest. Check this shit out though. If I had to replace this pan, which by the way, they only gave me one pan. If I had to replace it, that is about $60 by itself. God damn. So the pan costs $60, but I could get a new machine for like $70 with this pan in it. Well, that go that tortilla maker that I wanted. $59. I gotta get out of here so I start wanting to buy shit. You going, babe? You going to work? Okay. There you go. Okay, let me show you how easy it is to make this. And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna follow the instructions. Okay. That's why you don't lose your book. And it's just a recipe. So I could do a gluten-free bread. I don't know what that is though. I never ate no gluten-free bread. Regular white bread. They got white wheat. They got white bread. Okay. I could do a 1.5 pound loaf, and I could do a 2 pound loaf, but I'm gonna just do the 1.5 pound loaf. Okay. Wait. And I can also do it quick. There's a recipe for me to do it quick. Let me see. Quick. Step 1. Let's see if I can find a second for quick bread. The express. I wonder how long that takes. I do see a loaf for. Oh, look. They got a white bread, but you use milk, non-fat dry milk, which I do have some. But try it. Okay, so if you're a baker, this is something you also want to always have on that, because you might not always have milk, which by the way, I don't have milk. I do have milk, but I don't have milk. Non-fat dry milk. So, and they come in these packets. I've had this for over a year, and it doesn't expire until next year. So you could turn this into milk if when you need. Ain't man coming back. I didn't even know she left. Okay. So make sure you got some. I was gonna put out a list because people be asking me on Facebook, like what if they want to be a cook, like what is the startup kit? And I'd be like, well, what, like the seasonings and spices and shit. And some of the things that, because most of my stuff I started off, I bought it from like Dollar Tree, to be honest. Like this measuring cup right here was from the Dollar Tree. But you notice it has no handle no more, right? You notice that?
Hey, that thing's still hanging in there. That's what's up.
Yeah, but the thing is, the handle broke. So that's what's gonna happen eventually. Everything you get from Dollar Tree, eventually not gonna last long. But I can still use it, right? I keep it in the bag, and when I want to scoop flour out, I use it. But yeah, originally I got that from Dollar Tree. Most of my baking stuff I got from Dollar Tree, and then some things I wouldn't get from Dollar Tree. But I did get it, but I wouldn't tell y'all to get it unless it's an emergency. Like if you're starting out for real, like for instance, your pans, those baking pans, like the pan that I showed you. Like this pan, don't get this from Dollar Tree unless like when you just need one.
For a holiday or birthday, and you know they're gonna be gone Monday.
Yeah. So I did buy some of these from Dollar Tree. This is not this one though. I got some from Dollar Tree. And once I used it once, and I washed it and put it up. When I went to go get it again, it had rust on it. And that's because it's not good. But it's good for use though. And so that means you can hurry up and go get one for $1. And use it, use it. But then you ain't gonna be able to keep them out. You're gonna end up having to buy them again. So I go to Walmart and get you one. But if you're starting out though, go grab it from Dollar Tree. If you do French bread like I do breads, you're gonna need one of these. This makes 4 loaves.
Okay, I have a question. What's French bread?
What else they call French? We call it French bread. Italian bread is like a French bread.
Oh, okay.
That long thing of bread that you make sandwiches with on Subway.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, I just wanted to make sure. Gotcha.
But in Louisiana, we call it French bread because it is French bread because our outside be crusty. When you bite, it's crusty. When you go to Subway, it's not crunchy on the top. But the inside of the bread is soft and moist, and it's great for sandwiches. Oh my God, it's so good for sandwiches. So we call y'all. Other people call it Italian bread. What else? What you call it in your area?
Po' boy bread. That's what it is in Louisiana. Po' boy.
Yeah,
it's called Italian bread. Yeah, that's what's called.
Baguette is the French name for it.
Yeah. What else, man? That's so y'all know what I'm talking about, right? So okay.
I just wanted to make sure. I thought it was Italian bread, but I just wanted to make sure that it was the same.
Yeah.
Here, by the time you're done with us, we're gonna make you an honorary Louisianian, okay?
Oh, all right, I'll take that.
Hell yeah, man. If you once you learn to make these things, though, it's natural. So for those who love bread, you don't have to give up bread. You just do have to make it yourself. Okay, make it yourself. I promise you, if you make, and you don't need a bread machine, by the way. If y'all wanted me to show you how to make bread machine, you don't need it.
Yeah, okay. I made my bread in school. They made us make it without a machine.
Yeah, you can make a bread machine just like you make ice cream in a what is it called? Ziploc bag, y'all. I think I made a video once showing y'all how to make ice cream with a Ziploc bag and that salt, what they call that salt? I have some up here.
The hard salt. Oh dang, what's that name? Because we did that in school too.
Yeah, they show you how to do that stuff in school. You could
we learned how to make butter in school.
Butter too, yeah. I think it showed.
Girl, you had to do the butter churning for pioneer lesson.
Yep, sure did. That thing rough.
Which I'm
glad I didn't get a splinter. What?
Our arms, Bomb, they made us shake it.
Oh Lord,
Yeah.
that's why you get
They
your
made us shake it and churn it. There was a churner too one time, and then there was the one in the Ziploc bag. They made us all do it. They were like, shake it as hard as you can.
oh
My
yeah.
arms.
That's how you do the ice cream. You get you some with the heavy cream, put it in there with some ice, and just shake it, 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 shake it. It's easier than whipping it with one of the whisks. That's why shaking it is easier. Can you imagine having to whisk it, all that air in it, and get it to do? So you put it in a Ziploc bag and just shake it, and you keep shaking it, and then eventually it turns to ice cream.
Hey, Bob, I'm in the grocery store and I'm tired. What all do I need for shrimp Alfredo? I'm trying. I can't think straight right now. I'm so tired.
Huh?
What all do I need for shrimp Alfredo? I'm in the grocery store right now, and I cannot think straight at all.
You just need some. You need some cream, heavy cream. You need some cheese because that's what make your Alfredo sauce. The cheese and whipping cream. And you need some shrimp. And then of course you need the spices and seasonings and
I got on my Creole, my Tony's and stuff.
Yeah. And
okay.
Yeah.
I'm like, do I need garlic and onions? Do I need to do the whole Holy Trinity for this one?
Not for the if you're just doing regular, it depends. What you putting on noodles or you putting on rice?
Noodles.
Noodles? Oh yeah, no, you don't need the whole Trinity thing unless you want to. It will add flavor.
Yeah, I was at least gonna do onions and broccoli, I think.
Broccoli?
You don't put broccoli in your Alfredo?
I don't really make shrimp not on noodles. When I do Alfredo sauce, I don't call it Alfredo sauce, but it is an Alfredo sauce. I make a voodoo sauce, which does have my Trinity in it. It does have the cheese. It does have the whipped cream. It
does have vodka.
Huh?
Doesn't the voodoo sauce have vodka in it, like a little bit of vodka? Or am I wrong?
I do put wine in it. You could use vodka. Yeah.
I thought vodka sauce was for tomato base. You put the vodka in like a tomato base one.
Yeah, right. Because the voodoo sauce I've seen, it's red. That's why I asked. I was like, it's maybe vodka, right?
Oh no, it's not. Well,
yours isn't red.
Well, I never seen anybody make voodoo sauce before. Have y'all? Yeah, if y'all can show it to me, I did make one though, but I never seen no recipe for voodoo sauce.
I've never seen a recipe either, but I saw it, I think, in a store somewhere, and it was red.
Oh,
and
that's
it had vodka
in it.
I was like,
I know like penne alla vodka sauce. Like I know that one.
But or maybe someone was cooking it. I'm not sure.
Well, people could cook. Well, I cook with wine, so. But actually, you know, a cooking wine though isn't really wine because you like cooking.
And it's salty. I don't like cooking wine. It's super salty.
Okay, cooking with. Okay, I'm confused. It don't. I don't know what the hell y'all talking about, man. Y'all all over the place.
You know the cooking wines, like the wine that you buy for cooking, is like super salty.
They do what?
Like the wine you can buy strictly for cooking, usually is like super salty because it's supposed to be like helping with flavor.
Oh no, the wines that you cook with is actually fruit fermented. That's why they call it wine. It's fermented, but it don't have a high alcohol, and that the reason being because instead of it being wine, it's vinegar. So cooking wine is actually vinegar, y'all.
That's fine.
I just use regular wine. I'm not even gonna lie. I just, if I have like a bottle of Merlot or something, I'm gonna just use it.
Yeah, but depending on how much you could use it, but what are you using it for? What you think the wine is for? Because the alcohol get cut off.
Yeah, no. Only reason why I do it is like usually if I use a red one, it's because I'm cooking beef, like a pot roast. So when I deglaze the pan, I'll just take out like a cup of Merlot and deglaze it.
So essentially, you're using a vinegar.
Because I never do that.
Off. So I guess what I'm saying is, I know people say,
because the alcohol burns off. That's right.
That's right. So you could cook with regular wine, or you could buy cooking wine that's cheaper. You could cook whatever you got. It don't matter. But what I'm saying is, it's all vinegar.
Nah, I might be learning so much from you.
Yeah. So it's vinegar. So you know how they make a wine. So I can show you how to make wine. You get some fruits and you put some get you some fruit, get you some sugar, because the yeast doesn't work without the sugar. Like if I had fruit right now, we could make some fucking wine, y'all. we can make some. You put it in a big jar, right? Put the fruit in there and sit it with the yeast and let it do its thing. By the end of the month,
Mom, you need to teach a home ed. What is it called? Home ed class.
I know. I was thinking about that because I think y'all would love to make some of these things like homemade.
I would.
Yep.
They don't do home ed.
I'd sign up for that class.
That would be so cool.
Yeah, I was thinking about doing it so we can make some. We can make us some wine. Okay, so the difference between the wine, I'm sorry, the vinegar and the wine, it's the same process, except some people don't want the high alcohol content. So there's some things you don't need to do that you do need to do to make it wine, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which is simple as easy. But my dad used to make wine all the time, and he didn't have nothing but a big jar, some grapes that were about to go bad, and he sit it in there and just let it sit there and sit there. Okay, and then it turned into a vinegar first. You could use it then after a couple of maybe a couple of weeks. It's a vinegar, but then when you let it stay more and more and more, it turns acidic, and then it turns into a wine. The alcohol content comes naturally.
I think you would do really good. Have you ever seen like how like Japanese people make sake, like a rice wine?
No, I never seen nobody make that.
Because that's like one of their traditional ways to make wine. So I'm gonna try to find a video and see if you get all the ingredients. If you might be able to teach us how to do that, because I love sake. Like when I go to like Japanese restaurants, it's so good.
Mm-hmm. But is it any different than what I just said?
You just do it with rice. It's fermented rice, and then you can take some fruit and add it to, make an essence. So not at all.
Okay, yeah. So I don't need to look at their video, because it's the same process. Like you said, it don't matter. You can use fruits. You can use vegetables. Did y'all know? Y'all gonna be shocked when I'm about to say this. You can use flower petals and make a wine, make a vinaigrette, and end up turning it into wine. You ain't even got. You could go outside, and that's when it have those aromas, those smells, and turn it into wine. Yeah, fermenting happens with a lot of things. So I never had rice wine before, but I heard of it. So I'm assuming, yeah, you could do it with rice too.
Yeah, because I think I've heard of like rose, either like rose essence wine or like rose wine.
You could go take rose petals, turn it in, ferment it, turn that shit into wine. Okay, let me do this first. I think I'm staying with the sleep. You're not driving though, is you?
I'm right here.
You
gotta check on him. He don't answer when we call him.
Oh Lord. It will make. Okay, so I am going to try to make this. I wonder how long it take. The express only have one rising time. That's why. But the bread will be heavier and not as high. No. Let me see. I'm going to just use the bread. I don't know. Let me see. Oh, and I don't have to use their recipes, but they just throw in some recipes. You know how you buy something, they give you some recipes. You could use it, or you don't have to use it. I don't have to use their recipe, but it came out good, so I'll just use it. It don't matter. But I want to make sure I got everything. Red flour, butter, I do, or oil, sugar, salt. So this recipe only has water, salt, sugar, butter or oil, bread flour, and bread machine yeast, which I don't have, but I do have yeast, so it don't matter. I'll show you the difference. And the only difference between the half a pound and 2 pound, of course, is the amount. So now, so they say bread machine yeast. Bread machine yeast is just regular instant yeast. I can't find, oh, my husband said he put them up here, that's why. Let's see. He said, you put the yeast up here, I bet. Would you put them back in the drawer? They wasn't in the drawer. Remember I took. Oh, okay, okay. But they like little packets. Remember you bought me some. Okay. Well, I don't need it. I have yeast. Okay. Okay. So this is yeast, and it says instant yeast, right? Instant yeast and bread machine yeast. Bread machine yeast is the same, but this yeast is different. This says active yeast. This says active dry yeast. See that? And this says instant yeast. Y'all see that? Instant yeast. So you're wondering what's the difference between active dry yeast and instant yeast? Everything else is, so when it says active dry, that means you have to activate it. Active is short for activated. Okay. But instant dry yeast means it's already ready to go. Remember, I told y'all this expired on me. This expired in 2021, y'all, and we're in 2023, but it was silent. It was in the cabinet, unopened until like earlier this year. Late last year, I opened this for the first time. And then I was like, okay, I had 2 of them. I opened one, I threw it away, which was dumb as hell, because I threw it away because of the expiration date. And then something said, well, let me just proof it. Proof it. When you say proofing yeast, it means to prove that it's still good. That's what proofing means, right? Proofing. So because it's expired, it's the only reason I'm going to proof it, right? I do have to proof anything that says active dry. You have to proof it. You have to bloom it because it's dead, right? It's actually surrounded around some things. It's not active. You have to activate it. So no matter what, if it says active dry, you have to bloom it, right? So with instant though, you do not. I could just put it in here, and it'll just do its own thing once it touch water, right? Because it's instant, it's already alive and ready. This has to be activated to be live and ready. But this is this. When I ran out of this, I ended up putting that in here. Okay, so these are actually, they're the same thing, which means I have to, it's actively dry, right? Does that make sense what I just said? Active dry means you have to activate it. Instant means you could just put it in the flour, and once it hit moisture, it will start doing its thing. This will not, if I put active dry in flour, it won't do shit. It will not do anything, okay, because it's not ready. But I'm also saying that I ran out of the active dry, so everything in here came out of here. So I'm gonna pour some more in here to show you, because it made it easier for me to just scoop it out of here, okay? And also what I'm gonna tell you is, because it is instant yeast, I would not have to bloom it. I won't have to prove that it's good. But because it expired, I do need to make sure that it's still good. And that's when I'm going to proof it. So you heard me use 2 terms, proof it and blooming. You bloom it to proof it. In other words, proof it means to prove that it's still good, but the process of proofing it is called blooming. I know it's a lot. Okay. the process. So you want to bloom the yeast, and I'm about to show you how you do that. Okay, we do that first because it takes about 7 minutes. Okay, so the first thing I need to know is how much water I need in the recipe. And if I'm correct, it's 1 cup. Yes, it is. It's 1 cup of water. So I'm going to get 1 cup of warm water, and I want it to be warm enough where it feels hot, but not too hot. You don't want to boil it. And it needs to be like between 120 and 130 in degrees. Okay. And this, I think it might say something a little different. Nope, it says the same thing, 120 and 130. Okay. Ooh, that's hot. Okay, I'm gonna do this real quick. So this is 1 cup. I know y'all probably might not be able to see it. You need to sit your stuff down when you're measuring, because something like this, what I'm about to do in this machine, it needs to be damn near exact. You cannot play around and be like, oh, and it end up being a 1/4 of a quarter off, a 1/3 of a quarter. That's a 1/4 of a quarter is too much. Okay, so that's at 1. Okay, and usually what you do eye level, go eye level, and you could tell, because from this level, me standing looking up, it looks like it's a little above, but when I go eye level, it's actually a little below, just a tad bit below. Okay, so baking is really damn near an exact science. You don't play around with it. You could do that with food. You could put a little bit too much water because you could cook it out. But when you're baking, this is what they used to call magic. Where Caitlin at? Caitlin, we're about to do some magic.
No, you know what? You're not right. Because I'm sure your food is magical. Just for that, I'm 90%, 100% sure.
They really used to call this magic. You know, think about it. We're about to put some baking powder. We're about to put some yeast. We're about to put things in this shit, and it ain't gonna be a whole piece of bread. Way back when, they used to think this is magical shit.
Witchcraft. Burner at the stake. She
I'm
making
gonna be
bread.
fascinated.
She making bread. Burner.
Oh, they gonna come and knock on her house with pitchforks and torches and stuff because she making bread.
FBI, open up.
Get ye out here, bomb jury.
Okay, so I ended up getting this thing, but hubby has other kinds too. So you don't have to buy this because there's other type, but this is gonna give me an exact and quick reading. You don't want it to be too hot because it'll kill the yeast. This is at 115, 116. Okay. So 115, 116 is close enough to, as long as you don't go too hot, and it has to be hot enough. So you can put your finger in it, and if you put your finger in it and it feels warm around you, it's not burning you, but it feels like more like your finger. That's the perfect temperature. Okay. So the first thing I'm gonna do is put some sugar in here, and it don't need to be a lot, just a little bit, because yeast does not work without sugar. So I reached into my sugar thing and I got a little sugar and put it in there. Okay. The yeast have to feed on something to become alive. Okay. So I put a little sugar in there, and then I'm gonna put the amount of yeast that needs to be in the recipe, which says yeast, 1.5 teaspoons. Okay. Yeah.
Are you making regular bread or pizza dough? I know you said sometimes Fridays are your pizza nights.
I'm making regular bread, but tomorrow for French toast.
Yum.
Yeah. So 1.5. And then when you do,
that's gonna taste good with that bread, French toast.
So you put that in. That's 1, and they said 1.5, right? What is that? Yeah, 1.5.
1.5.
I have heard French toast with fresh bread tastes completely different because when you buy bread, they tell you when you're cooking it to use stale bread, like at home, because they're not making their own bread. I bet you it hits different.
I bet it do. I bet it's great.
Yeah, well, no, they don't. Okay, so the reason why they don't use stale bread for French bread. They use bread that's about to go stale, that extra bread that will go to bread if you don't use it to make French toast. You don't use stale bread for French toast. And in Louisiana, what we used to do, we used to make the bread, and then the extra bread, instead of having to throw it out in a couple of days, they would make French bread. And that's why we have something called brunch, right? Because they didn't really they didn't use French bread for breakfast. They used it for like breakfast lunch, like a late, a early lunch or a late breakfast.
Got me getting some Louisiana history. Wow, I'm learning how to make some bread. Wait a minute now.
So that's why the French and it's the reason it's called French bread is not because it's you. I'm sorry, French toast. It's not because it was made with French bread. It's because it started in Louisiana, the French, and it is a toast. But is it a toast? It's not really, right? You make a custard and then you take it and you grill it. And it does get a little brown, but it doesn't get hard like toast. But anyway, so
that is true. That's why we calling it toast. That is very true.
Yeah, because it's like sliced bread. That's why they call it toast. But so this is right now it doesn't look like anything. It's just brown, but you see the bubbles. You might see some bubbles.
That it's starting to activate, right?
Yeah, it's starting to do its thing. Okay. So I'm gonna put this up. And it does tell you when you buy this stuff, don't be worried. Don't be thinking, damn, I'm not going to do it because I'm not going to be able to tell me to do. It actually tells you, this is what it says. 2 1/4 teaspoons of instant dry yeast equals 1 envelope of highly active dry yeast. Because they come in envelopes most of the time and it's real cheap. I think I might have paid like $5 for this big thing. Actually, I think I paid $7 and it came with 2 big ones, right? Which was a deal. And then it tells you how to do it. It tells you add instant dry yeast directly to let's see what it says. So remember, this is instant dry yeast, so you don't need to activate it. That's why it's not telling you how to activate it. But it does down here tell you that if you need to proof it. Okay. And that's what I'm doing now. I'm blooming it, which means I'm trying to prove that it's still good. That's why it's called proofing. Okay. And you'll see what it looks like when it blooms. Let's see what I say. Oh no, it's not blue. Let's see. Okay, it say in recipes calling for 2 rises, replace the first rise with a 10-minute rest after kneading. What they're making? Look like they're making in recipes calling for 2 rises, replace the first rise with a 10-minute rest. That's what I do with my pizza dough. Remember, I put it in the pan. I spread it out. I'm not sure if y'all saw me. I think I did that on Facebook. So y'all may not know what I'm talking about. I put it in the pan, then I kneaded it out, and then I covered it and set it to the side for about 5 to 10 minutes. Then I went back to it and kneaded it out some more. And that's what they're talking about right here. It usually takes 7 minutes, anywhere from 5 to 7 minutes, but you can see.
Yeah, you did that over here.
Yeah, can you see
when you
that?
had Licky one night?
Oh, did I?
Yeah.
Can you see the bubbles, y'all? Now it's like a foam. It went from regular with a couple of bubbles, and now it's foamy, which means it's good. That's blooming. It blooms. It hasn't been 7 minutes yet, but I could tell. If it was not good, it would look like just the seeds floating, and it would just be brown looking water. But
man, Mom, I wish you would have did this a couple of weeks ago. I just threw out some yeast that I'm pretty sure I didn't need to.
Yeah, you don't like yeast lasts a long time, especially, but it's cheap. Like this thing may have cost like $5, $3 to $5, depending on where you are. It's gonna be cheaper, of course. And then, but they come in packets too, little packets. I showed it last time. which is like $1 or something. You could get it from
Way
someplace,
of the package.
99 cents, and you get three little packets. So, which I can't find. I know I have it, y'all, but I don't. They be moving my stuff. Or it could be me. I kind of probably left it out and he might have moved it. But I'm the one that didn't put it back where it go. That's probably what happened.
I'll be blaming them. I blame Caleb and Angelo. Always their fault.
So this thing.
If I moved it, that's because you distract me. It's your fault.
So the only thing I use in here, I do use the recipes, but they kind of tell you to put the liquid first, put your dry ingredients second, and then you put the yeast at the top. And now, but see, I'm doing it different, remember, because I have to bloom my yeast. You see, if I didn't have to bloom the yeast would have went to the very top. Now, if you bloom your yeast, it's in the water, so it don't matter. Okay. But if let's say I had the active dry yeast that doesn't have to go in the water. The reason why they have the yeast separate like that, because there's a certain few things that kill yeast, and salt is one of them. I use sugar to feed yeast, but if I would have accidentally put salt in here, salt kills yeast. See, and that's why they have it set that way. They don't tell you all that shit in here. I just know that kind of shit. So yeah, so this is doing this thing. So I'm gonna put that in first. The yeast is already bloomed. It's active and it's ready to go. And then it tells me to put the flour in. I'm gonna use flour, all-purpose flour. No, I'm gonna use this bread flour that I created the other day. As long as I have enough. I don't need that. Where's okay, so it tells me to use 1 1/8 teaspoon of salt. So I'm gonna put first. Let me get my flour. And get this out the way. How much flour? It tells me I need 3½ cups of bread flour. Hope this is enough. I don't think it's enough, y'all, but I'll see in a minute. Do y'all know the difference between this cup and this cup? Do anybody know? Or let me.
One's liquid, one for dry.
Yep.
That's home economics class. I had that on the home economics quiz. Shit, I got that shit right, yo.
1 cup of this in dry ingredients will not be right.
For liquid.
That's right. So this is for liquids. This is for dry. Okay. And so you cannot. You need to know that you can't put 1 cup in a measuring cup that's for liquids and think that it's the right amount. Okay. So that's important to know. Know your measurement. And let me show you how to measure it correctly. I'm gonna use regular stuff that I know y'all have. Let's just use we can use a knife or a fork or a spoon. When you take a measure, take a scoop. Then you take it, then you hit it like this, right? Just go across like that. So you wanna, and then sweep. And now that's 1 cup. That's 1 even cup. Actually, it's not even correctly. It got to be straight. So use a knife instead. Something with a straight edge. Watch, some of it gonna still come off. Not much. See that? It's a little bit, but it's still too much. You saw that? Now that's 1 full cup. It's not too packed, and that's an equal. And that's how you measure your stuff. You get it exact. So we'll put that. That's 1. Take it a little bit. tap it like this to get it so it, and then swipe it like that. That's 2. How much did it tell me I need? 3.5 cups. That's not enough. I need, so that's 2. Remind me that that's 2, y'all, because I am bad. Remember.
I got you.
Right.
See, Kira, I was paying attention on that one.
Okay, so I added an extra
I was
cup.
about to say you passed. I'm like, all right.
Now, saw me put that extra cup, but that's all-purpose flour, right? This is bread flour. That's all-purpose flour. So now I gotta add to turn that into bread flour. That's what I'm gonna add this. And this says to add to any bread recipe, 1/2 tablespoon of this equals 1 cup of flour. So that's simple, right? That means how many of these I need? How much of this I need to go in there?
4.
Remember, I just put 1 cup of flour in here.
Oh, you just put 1. Oh, so 2, right?
It says 1/2 a tablespoon of this equals 1 cup of this. So I
Half
just
a
put,
tablespoon to
So you need a
each cup.
tablespoon, right?
I need to put 1/2 a tablespoon of this to 1 cup of flour. So how much of this I need to put in that?
You got 2 cups of flour in there, right?
No. I have 1
okay.
cup. That was bread
you got,
flour already.
okay. My numbers are off.
So remember, I just added 1 cup. That's it. 1 cup.
Yeah.
So how
Give
much
it
of
up
this
to
I
that.
got to put to turn that into bread flour?
2 tablespoons.
It says add a 1/2 tablespoon of this to 1 cup of flour. Nobody know?
Okay, you have 1 cup in there already.
All I need to make this 1 cup into bread flour. How much of this do I put in that 1 cup?
1/2 tablespoon, right?
Yeah. So that's all it says. 1/2 tablespoon to turn it the wheat gluten per 1 cup of flour. So I only add, remember this was the part I measured already is in this, is over here, y'all. And that was already bread flour.
Oh, okay. I got you.
Yeah.
My bad. I forgot about this shit.
No, it's okay. So
I thought.
But remember that's 2 and I needed another cup. So I got to turn it into bread flour. So I need 1/2 tablespoon. So I go in here and so you do the same thing with this essentially. You scoop it and then you shake it and then you kind of grab something and level that out. And then that's your 1/2 tablespoon. Okay. So I put that in. So this stuff lasts a long time, but I'm gonna be honest, this shit costs. Okay, this shit high. But it lasts a long time. Okay. So I just gonna mix that up. And then I need another cup and what? I need a 1.5 cups or it says 3.5 cups. Yeah, so I need 3.5 cups. I think I had a half already in here left, so I just need to add grab a lot. That's not enough, I don't think. Let me see. It might be, but I don't think so. Nope. I need a little more. Yeah, that's better. And then that's 3 cups, and I need a 1/2 cup now. Let's see. Which I do have enough for 1/2 cup in there. Mix that around. Let's see.
What's up, Big J?
Big
We ain't
J.
talk. we ain't talking about relationships. You gonna pop on the panel and remove your fucking boycott protest. You blocked I am yesterday. What's up, Reese? Oh yeah, my bad, Miss Bond. It's part 2 of that.
Okay. Oh no, y'all can
yes, talk. Some more developments.
Hey, Sharice. Developments of what? Oh no.
Boycotted, God damn.
Okay, boycott.
Yeah, we on the shit list again. I ain't going to that damn channel no more because because I am made a reference about him getting worked up about BMT and say he going to jail and then he gonna turn into a whatchamacallit. So he flipped that shit around yesterday and now he put the video on private so can't nobody call him out on his shit except for I am. So he blocked him. Yeah.
So I put the salt in and it said 1.5, 1 1/8. An eighth is one. Wait, what that shit said? Wait. Did I put that right? Yeah, that's one.
Yeah, ooh, eighth is half of a 1/4.
Yeah, I know. But they don't have an eighth, so now you guesstimate, right? You take a 4, and then you gotta see. And then, let me tell you what else is tricky. When you're dealing with sea salt and regular iodine salt.
Yeah, it ain't the same. It ain't the same.
It ain't the same. Yep, it will mess up. So I'm gonna put that in there. Just mix that salt. Usually I do what they call sifting. But I don't have to sift. Sometimes sifting changes the amount. Okay, let me see. And
you are so much better than me, Ms. Baum. I don't even have time to even think about sifting anything. Flour, so I'm not doing it.
No, sifting is easy. You want me to show you how easy sifting is?
Yeah, that was my job when I was helping my grandma. That's the job that I had when I was with my grandmama. Sometimes that was the only thing she let me do until you get to the taste the icing part. Yeah.
Well, look,
I was that person. I measure it out and I just dump it in the bowl. I don't have time.
No, you do have time. I'm about to show you.
Yeah, sifting. Yeah. It's not gonna take long.
So what you call them? The ones like this, but thinner.
I have one. Like I said, I'm lazy.
Where?
I'm a modern woman.
No, we had a topic about the diet and the time, not making enough time to eat right.
I mean, I eat right. I just if it's extra steps like sifting flour, I'm not doing it.
What do you mean you're not doing it? What are you talking about? I'm about to show you how easy it is. I know that, but she don't got one of those. Okay.
I have one. I'm just lazy.
Right, but okay, well that one may most people don't have. So this is a sifter. This is the sifter, right? That may take you 1 minute, but this is also sifting.
And that's the one I have.
I have that.
That's gonna take you a second, and that's sifting.
Okay, so that's why.
Yeah.
Okay, so I need to get me a legit sifter. Okay.
Yeah, my mom has the other one.
No, what I'm saying is both of these are sifting.
Yeah,
the one that you said will make it faster. That's the one I need to get.
No, this is the one that make it faster that most people gonna have. It's the same thing. You shake it or pull on that other one. This is sifting. And you know why you do this? Because remember I put salt in here. You might put baking powder in here, and guess what it does? It clumps it in
one place.
And you might have some big parts that you don't want in this flour.
And it makes it lumpy if you don't do it.
And suppose you have flour that have weevils in it without you knowing.
True.
The weevils gonna get caught in here, so it won't be in your fridge.
Yes, ma'am. I'm not gonna be a modern woman no more. I'm gonna be traditional.
I'm gonna show you
what I have that one and a smaller one.
So the sifting is done, but you see those big pieces? There's some big pieces in it. that some of that salt. Let me get you that out. But that big stuff, I don't know what that is. Like dry looking flour. That's why that's why you might want to sift a cake. You do not want to do a cake without sifting it.
Yeah, no, I know that with a cake. I know you got to do it with a cake, but
I don't know what this
anything
is. See
else,
that?
I'm lazy as a mug.
Y'all see what that is? That was in that flour.
Right.
I'm not even sure what that
Not going down my throat.
It's hard pieces of, but also
It's all right. It's a little extra protein, little bugs, and a little protein.
No, it ain't. In the trash.
Y'all know what else got caught in here? Can y'all see? That's my salt that got caught. Because remember, I used that thick ass salt. Now I gotta get that. I'm gonna get these big pieces out. I'm gonna pour that in.
Oh yeah, because they're clumps of sea salt. That's right.
Yeah, that's sea salt.
So that's why I'm gonna make my little Alfredo tonight. You do it a lot on Friday night.
Yeah. So, but I didn't put the bacon powder in there yet. But that's okay. Now, what you were saying?
Yeah. So another item that's not to get for long-term use at the dollar store is the can opener.
Oh yeah.
Yo, no, those
yeah.
Somebody ran into town real quick, off the road, use your house as the, the get up spot. Yeah, okay, run to the dollar store and fix them up real quick. But don't put that shit in the dishwasher, washing dishes. It's gonna break the next time you try to open up some can. I know, I did it 3 fucking times. So the can opener at the Dollar Tree, it was in
Why
the
did it take you 3
trash.
times to learn that? Devastating.
Because I was such a narcissist. Just
narcissistic. Said, you gonna make this can. You gonna can open. You gonna work. I don't care how many times I gotta buy you.
Man, I was on some narcissist shit. Finally got some time home.
The pizza cutters
cooking.
too.
Yeah.
Dollar Tree pizza cutters. Do not put that in no dishwasher.
But $1 at the Dollar Tree, but at Walmart, that same exact. I'm talking about the same manufacturer, 88 cents.
So 1 tablespoon of sugar, y'all. I'm gonna just throw it in there. I already sifted, but I would have, it's okay. I was just showing y'all how to do that. And no, you're right. That we bought them. I done bought one where it wouldn't open it at all.
Oh my God.
It didn't even last 1 use.
This man said I was so narcissistic. It took me 3 times.
I was.
Ours was a rough one. You had to really have strength to turn it.
I made the lady give me another one with no receipt on the second time I went in there. I was like, hey, I just left out of here.
You steal it from the Dollar Tree because your own mistake. Huh? You steal it at this point.
You owe the Dollar Tree $1.
That man stole a whole $1 from the Dollar Tree.
Man, boy, them motherfuckers. That was before the pandemic, though. That was 2019. I still got that same 88-cent can opener right now. That I was forced to go pick up. But yeah, after the pandemic, boy, they changed up a lot of their return policies, boy. I used to get away with a bunch of
because of you.
Yeah, me. I'm the cause of it. Yeah. I'll take that L though. I'll take it. I'm responsible. I'll take it. Hey.
They saw you come with that can opener, and they were just like, cut the program.
I'll take that L. Yeah.
Cut the program. Y'all are wild.
Due to this motherfucker here.
This nigga right
this
here.
Man bringing back a can opener just to be petty. Cut the
program. They put a devastating picture on the wall. You see this man? Do not give him no more can openers.
Yeah.
Just a can opener bandit. That's so see.
Everything is in there. So I just put all the hand water and the yeast. That's all that's in there. And in here is everything else, which is the sugar, the salt, and the flour, right? And that's all you need. I'm just mixing this up. And then I'm going to throw it in here. And I'm going to put it in here, right? So this is the exact amount. I just need to scoop it in here. I don't want it to waste everywhere. So. Boom. And that is it. And now I'm going to put it in here. It goes in kind of sideways, and then you straighten it, and that locks it in place. So that's what I've done.
Okay.
Close this up, And then I'm gonna try to show you on the top